Okay, take two. Let me bring in the comments. Oh my gosh, I was sitting here talking and all of a sudden it just went kablooey blank. I'm not sure why that happened. All right, there we go. We are connected. I hope that we're not going to have any more issues. I am in the yellow thing. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. But my apologies. I just sat there and talked for 10 minutes, y'all. Okay, welcome everybody. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself and get started in case we have something go wrong again. So welcome everyone. I am Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I've been doing this almost 13 years. And I am coming to you live at the moment from Fort Myers, Florida. So please let me know if you're out there. Log on. Say hello. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the comedy hour. And that's what I said at the top of the other hour. So I'll end up have to erase the video that I first did. So hopefully you're not watching that one. You'll come into this next one. And I don't have my computer here, so I can't go in and disconnect that one. But anyways, so hopefully y'all are out there. I've got the comments loaded. We are streaming to Facebook. Facebook as well as my YouTube channel. So welcome. If you like what you see, maybe not right now, but if you like what you see and what we're going to be doing this evening, please make sure you share the video with your friends, family, or what have you. And if you're on a YouTube channel, make sure that you have subscribed to my channel and click the bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And if you would like to share that as well, I would greatly appreciate it. Pass my link along to your friends and family as well. So we are live at the moment. Hopefully things don't, anything happens. And I can't even go to my husband because he's not even on Facebook. So that doesn't even do any good. So hopefully you all are here watching, watching me. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't see any comments. I don't see anybody commenting at this point, but we're just going to go with the flow and see what happens. Hopefully we don't lose our connection again. I'm not quite sure why this is doing this, but I have made note of what that issue may be, and I will do some research on that. So anyways, let's get started. We're going to make a cute card. Let me flip the camera down. And one last thing before we do that, let me just go through the housekeeping. Today is the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, of October. So we have until the end of the month, until the 31st. We've got quite a few specials going on. So I want to make sure that you all are aware of that. One is we have a great join offer with Stampin' Up! So you would, for $99 in sales tax, you'll get to choose $155 in product of your choice. Our kits are on sale, so they are 30% off. So you can do, you've got a lot more opportunity to use your money wisely and get more for that $99, if you will. And with sales tax, depending on your state, you're probably looking at about $105. But we have the join offer, which is wonderful. If you join, you'll join under myself. You'll be on part of my Stampin' community, and then you will start receiving a 20% discount on all your purchases, and you would do that through the end of March. And at that time, then you'll decide if you want to continue as a happy shopper, getting a 20% discount, or if you want to go back and be a full-time customer paying full price. So that's your call, but that gives you about 5.5 months that you get to enjoy a 20% discount. So I would love to have you join my Crafty Girls team. I have people throughout the East Coast, and I'd love to have you join us. Now, so with that being said, we also have, as I mentioned, our kits are on sale, 30% off, so you've got some great opportunities there to save some money. And then our close to my heart, some of those products are on sale as well. So Stampin' Up! Recently merged with them, or they merged with us, and we're getting their products in, and we're trying to move the close to my heart products, and then we're merging everything over to Stampin' Up! Products. So, but there's a lot of things that you can take advantage of this month. So you've got, what, about 9 days left, I guess. So anyways, all right, I'm going to flip the camera down. we're going to get started. We're going to work with the Musical Jamboree. This is one of the stamps. You know, we had a stamp set last month, I think it was, or maybe it was a couple of days this month. I'm sorry. That was on, we could get them on sale. So anyways, this is one that I purchased because I like animals and I love fun stuff. And excuse me for the light that you're seeing is my lights up ahead. So I apologize for that. Hey, Linda, sorry. I saw you pop on and it's just one of those days. So my apologies. I'll go back and have to erase the first video. But anyways, and I apologize for the light. I've tried to readjust my lighting in here, and the way I've got these table lamps, it always shows a streak. So I'll apologize for that now. It's bouncing off of this stamp case. Excuse me. But this is the Musical Jamboree. This is a clean mount, so it's the red rubber stamps, and there are 10. We have these 3 cute little animals that are playing the banjo, the guitar, and the fiddle. And then we've got some little grassy things here, grass things there, some music. We've got a nice fire, and then we've got 3 nice sentiments. So the one that we're going to be working with today is this guy. I did want to do, which I will probably do next week, I want to do a blending one we're going to do a night scene and have the fire, have them sitting around the fire. So I think we're going to do that. But tonight, I want to do this easy card, and then we've got another, what's called a WV fold card. So we're going to work on that. So again, this is a cute set. So we're going to go ahead and get started working on this. Let me push that off to the side over there. Now this is the card that we're going to be making. And this is using copper clay and wild wheat. And then it's just your regular 8.5 by 5.5 card base. And then we'll open it up. And I am using very vanilla because I thought that tends to go better with the wheat and the copper clay. So that's and this is probably retired. So just, anyways, it goes well with it. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use some retired ribbon, which is fine. We need to use that stuff up anyways. All right, so here are all the supplies that we have to create this card. And don't let me forget, because we do need to dress up our envelope, and that's what we're going to do with this piece of paper. And I'm using one of our 6x6 pieces of the In Colors, so I'm just going to set that envelope off to the side. We're going to be working with the copper clay, and let me bring in my trimmer. Hang on one second. I'm trying to move stuff around so I can get to it. Bear with me. I'm going to bring the trimmer in so we can go ahead and give it a good score. I've already got this cut. It's 8.5, as I mentioned, by 5.5. So we're going to go ahead and score this piece of copper clay at 4 1/4. So let's get that lined up. If you don't have this paper trimmer, I would highly encourage you to purchase one. It has quarter-inch marks going all the way across. The arm opens up to 17 inches. So if you're doing scrapbooking, that's perfect for that as well. It does a scoring blade, which is the gray one. And then this dark one here is the cutting blade, which we're not going to cut with at this moment. But I am going to make sure he's in the hole because he looked like he was kind of trying to hide on us. All right, but this is a great trimmer to have if you don't have one. They run about, I think they're about $30, and you can find that in my online store. I will have the links below. I'll have to add those after the video, only because I had to restart it, and the previous video had all of that information in there already. So let's go ahead and get started. I think we're good. Let me just adjust this camera, and I apologize for the shadows. I think we're good. All right, so this is our copper clay. We're going to do this in a portrait mode. And then that's going to be for the inside of our card. So we are going to start with, let me give this a good burnish with my bone folder because we want to make sure. And I've got vellum sitting here in case you're wondering what this is. This helps to keep the glare down. But somebody told me that you can buy that kind of a clear, not quite clear. It's got a little bit of you can put on a bathroom window so you can't see in. Well, I think I'm going to go get some of that and put on here so that will keep the glare down. It's kind of like the vellum sitting on top, but it's a whole sheet of it. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Okay, so the next piece, all right, so this is our base card. So the next piece that we're going to work with is a piece of wild wheat. And this is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then we've got a piece of Very Vanilla, which is 2 3/4 by 4. And that's going to go right in the center of that. We are going to put some, we're going to stamp some images on here. But I'm also going to use another piece of that paper from the In Color pack. And this is a piece of wild wheat. Now the one I did initially, I showed with the hearts showing, and that's the back side of this paper. This time I'm going to flip it over and do the piece with the wild wheat and the little white lines. Now I'm going to have it partially, this is 1 inch. I'm going to let it hang over just a little bit. I can trim it off if I want, but I want to make sure I have enough room where I can stamp my sentiment, which actually, let me do that first. Let me stamp my sentiment, and then we will, then I'll adjust where I need to put my paper. So let me grab my sentiment here. And I think we're going to work with this again next week because I really want to do the campfire. I want them sitting around the campfire. All right, let me see. Hang on a minute. Let me grab a block over here, which is a little bit smaller. So let me just do that real quick. And we're going to pop that guy on there. We're going to bring in our wild wheat ink, and we're going to ink this up. And this is going to say, "You're a great friend." And I'm going to stamp this off to the left side because I want to make sure I've got room. I want to put that paper on there, and then we're going to put some little musical notes since they're going to be singing. Oh, you know what? I forgot to bring my, I'm going to have to get up. I forgot my, hang on a minute. Where is it? Let me go get my chamois. It's in the sink. Back in a second. Sorry about that. I had it pulled it out and forgot to bring it in here. So let me go ahead and clean this off. And I'm just going to move this out of the way for now. All right, and let's move this out of the way. We'll put this one back on here for later. Okay, now I'm going to, and I could trim this down, but I think I'm going to add it, and I'm going to put the wild wheat on this. I may trim a little bit off. We'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here using our liquid glue. And I'm going to put that, I might have enough room. I think I will, yeah, because I got that centered that over a little bit to the left. So I think we'll have plenty of room to put that on there. All right, so we're going to put that there. And then we're going to stamp some musical notes. And don't ask me why I closed up my ink, but I did. All right, so I'm going to hopefully get this in the mirror, in the thing so you can see. All right, so we're going to stamp some musical notes here. And I'm just going to randomly stamp these. There's not going to be any right or wrong way to do it. I'm just going to turn my paper a little bit so you know, we can see what we're doing here. And we'll just put a couple more down there, and I think that's probably good. All right, and we'll put that in the chamois again. Let's put this over here. I think we're done with the ink for now. We're going to do some coloring. So let me go ahead and clean this real quick, and then I'll move this out of the way. We might add some of those to the ends of the card. We'll see. All right. So now we're going to attach this to our card base, and I'm just going to attach it flat. And then this base we're going to attach with Stampin' Dimensionals. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp and color our guitar playing. I guess it's a wolf. I'm not sure what he is, but I think it's a wolf. So we're going to glue this down onto our wild wheat. I like this color. You know, at first when it came out, I thought it was ugh, but when you use it with the right colors, it really is a nice looking color. All right, so that is then going to get popped up on dimensionals. So let's go ahead and add those now. We're not going to, I'm not going to place it just yet because I want to get my, well, I'm going to call it a wolf, I think is what it is, because it looks like he's a wolf because he's howling. So we're going to go ahead and put these dimensionals. I'm going to put these inside just a little bit. I'm putting 6 on here, just so we know that it's going to stick, right? Actually, we can go ahead and, let's go ahead and apply that to the front of our card. And then we're going to stamp our wolf And we're going to color him, and we're going to color him in copper in one of our medium, I think it's medium 600, which is kind of a lighter shade of the copper look, because I didn't want him to get so dark. So, all right, so that's the front of our copper. So I'm going to place this right in the center, so we should have a nice sized border all the way around. And we'll lay that down right about there. All right, now this, we're going to go ahead and put this off to the side for just a moment, okay? So we're still going to work with him. Now we're going to bring in our piece of vanilla, and we're going to bring in the wolf with the guitar, and we are going to ink him up. I just love animal stamps. I guess that's the kid in me, right? All right, so we're going to ink that up with our Memento Black. And I need to, give me 1 second. Let me just make sure I got the guitar. There we go. I want to make sure we got that part of the guitar done. And you can see that he's got some little singing notes coming out of his mouth too. So I'm going to stamp this over here. And then we're going to fussy cut this. But we will do that after I color him. All right, there we go. And we're just going to leave that right over here on the side of the table. Now we're going to come in, and I'm going to color him. I started coloring him with the light copper, and I'm going to do that around the outside, and then I'm going to come in with the medium 600, which is a little bit lighter shade. So I'm just going to come in and, excuse me, I'm going to go where the, let me get up in the camera so y'all can see. Where the artist has made, there's some little hairy things here. I'm just going to kind of make those look a little bit darker for some shadowing. And I'm just going to do the same thing down here and do a little bit with his tail. And we'll do a little bit right about in this arm right there. All right, so that's going to be the light. Now I'm going to come in with the medium, and we're going to color this little guy. So let's go ahead and do that. Get my top off here. Pardon me. All right, so we're gonna color the ear, and then this one we're gonna color up on this side, and then down here. So we're gonna leave the inside kind of white, and then I'm just going to come around, and you know everybody colors differently, right? So I got to turn this around. I'm gonna start and do an outline around the face, so I can then start my coloring. But I like to do an outline so I don't go out of the lines. But we're gonna fussy cut this, but I still want to stay within the lines, right? And I did bring my color lifter, so if I do make a boo-boo, I can try to get that lifted up. And we're just gonna do a little bit there, and then I can start coloring this. And I could use the big tip. I'll probably do that on his body. But we'll just do that. All right, and then we're going to come down here. It's the same thing. We're just going to do some coloring. And I'm just trying to go around it. Oh, you know what I'm doing? Oh, I'm coloring his chest, and he shouldn't be. That should be white. Guess what? He might have a dark chest right there. I'll see if I can get some of that off. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all that off with the let's see. Let's see if we can get that off. I don't think it's going to come off. Maybe we can get it where it's just going to show he's got some dirt on him. We'll take the color lifter and see if we can lift that most of this off. He might just be he's been playing in the dirt. So we're just going to wipe it. But you see how it's lifting it up, right? All right, I'm going to leave it like that. And it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it, but I wasn't paying attention. So we're just going to come around. But you know, there's no mistakes, right? So in stamping, because we're just going to make that, we can make that to be whatever we want it to be, right? So he could just been playing in the dirt for all we know. We don't know. All right, so I'm just coming down and doing my lines. I want to just try to get my lines done first so that I can start coloring and not have to worry about going outside of the line here, right? So we'll just come up and do some of that. And we'll come around his tail. And then I'll get my larger tip out, and then I'll come back and start coloring as well. And my table is shaking, and I apologize. It's a foldable table that I bought, and I think I told y'all this before. It's wonderful. I absolutely love it, but when you lean on it, it tends to get a little shaky. So not like what I used to have, but you know, sometimes you just have to work with what you have. I had 2 good years here when we moved here of our cousin's studio that I used, and when we were in the Villages, I had a whole bedroom that was um, that I used for my studio, so can't complain. All right, so we're going to start coloring, and I'm going to bring in the fat tip now because I think I might be able to do that, hopefully not go out of the lines. And then we're going to color his, is this my 60? Yeah. We're going to be coloring his bandana. We're going to do that in wild wheat, so it kind of goes with what we're doing here. All right, so we're just going to kind of color this. I'm going to leave some little, like some sun shining or some spots showing on his hair or fur, I guess. They have fur, not hair, right? And let's see. I think that's it. So we're good. I'm going to come back in around this arm right here because I did get a little bit of that. So I'm just going to come and touch this up just a tad. And that should be fine. All right, so there's our wolf howling. And now let's do his bandana and his guitar. So we're going to come in with, I'm going to do the light, and we're going to do his bandana. And it's tied in the back. Isn't this cute? I love this. I saw this set, and when the stamps were on discount, I don't know, it was 20% off or whatever, I thought, I need to get that. So I just thought it was precious. All right, so I'm going to come in and do the guitar with the light wild wheat. And then I think what I'll do is come back with the dark, and I'll do underneath, and I might do the neck of the guitar as well. I guess this is like a banjo. Looks, well, yeah, it looks like a banjo, doesn't it? Okay, so it's not a guitar, it's a banjo. So I'm just going to come in and color all of this. And I'm taking my time because it's very small spaces, right? So I don't want to get, my colors all over and make a mess. But it's very easy to color. And then this I'm going to do in dark. That's the, I guess, what's it called? This is the neck, but this is the piece that holds all the wires together. So we're going to make this darker. And then I'm going to come down here on the back side of the guitar and right here just to show the darker part of it. All right, there we go. So there's our woof. And then we're going to go ahead and take our paper snips and we're going to start cutting him out. And I'm just going to start on this side here. And I know that there are people, and you all hear me say this every time I fussy cut, people who love to fussy cut. I'm okay. I don't have a problem, but I'm just not the greatest. I see where some people are able to really do a nice job when it comes to fussy cutting. I don't think I'm one of those, but I do what I have to do. So I'm going to come back and do that when I have room. So I'm going to save that to last. All right, so we're just going to cut up around his bandana, his little tie. Make a little mark there, and then we're just going to come around. And then the next card that we're going to make is going to be a really cute WV card. So it's 2 folds in one. And I know that you all have seen these kind of cards. That one's a little bit more involved. Let me chop that off. But everything is already, no, I don't even have everything pre-cut. So we're going to be cutting it together. Now I'm going to cut off these musical notes because we have musical notes on our paper that we stamped. So we can just get rid of that. And again, I'm just coming around, leaving a little bit, trying to leave a little bit of a border. And it's all, how you twist your paper, keep your scissors. It's kind of hard, but you're supposed to keep your scissors somewhat not moving, I guess, and you move your paper. So I have a hard time with that. I'm going to cut that off because it's easier for me to maneuver around the head. And then I'll come back and fix that little, at the top of the guitar, I'll fix that little, where I went around the top of it because it's not quite as a circle as I would like it to be. So we're just going to come around. And this is the tedious part. Really this card, if you didn't cut this guy out, you would be done with this card. But it's okay. It's Tuesday evening with Shall We Stamp and Dawn Duval. So I hope you all are like this, and if you do, please make sure that you share for me. I would greatly appreciate that. Okay. All right. You like to fussy cut? I always leave the fussy cutting. Oh yeah, me too, Linda. I don't particularly like to fussy cut, but I do it because sometimes we have to. But what's funny, there are people, men and women, who love to fussy cut. I'm not one of those, and I guess it's because I don't know. I mean, it's okay, but it's not, you know, it's not really my thing. I do it when I have to, and you know, it's all right. So I just go back and kind of try to make my edges not so pointy. So like right here, I'll just come back and trim. And then this guy, I've left a little point there, so I'm going to kind of trim that off. And I know this is getting a little nitpicky, but that's okay. All right, so there's our wolf. So let me put this in the trash and clean up our mess. Okay. So now that we've got that done, we're going to add some dimensionals to him as well. And we're going to pop him up on the side of our card. And then we're going to put some ribbon, and we're going to add a couple more dimensionals. I'm going to put one here, and I think I'm going to I'll probably put one here, and let me get a small one, because I think we can probably put that on the guitar. Let's see. Oops. I'm going to put it right down here at the back. I think we should be good. I don't think it's going to be seen. And honestly, if anybody does see it, let me fix this one. I don't think they'll notice it. We are more particular than our friends and family that we send these cards to, right? Because and I'm sure like you, I get calls or emails all the time. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful card you sent me. And actually, I've just restocked my hairdresser. I have a plastic stand that I keep cards in that sell in her store. So, and I'm always getting compliments from people. So, all right, so we put the dimensionals on the back of him, and I'm just going to set him with one foot down on the copper and then the other one up. And I'm going to move him over just a little bit. I'm going to keep his tail right at the edge, so he's kind of looking like he's got that music coming out of his mouth. So there we go. All right, and then the last thing, we're going to take this the jute trim, and we're going to tie a little bow with this. And then we are going to use a glue dot to attach this. And let me get this wrapped in here. I just had my nails done, and I always ask for them to cut them short, and Mom did it this time, so she cut them short, but they really could have been shorter, but that's okay. Once I get a hold of the trim, there we go. And then I'm just going to pull this down because we don't need a really big bow, so I'm just going to loop, so we're just going to pull it tight, and I think that will work. And then I'm going to trim some of this off. I know it's kind of curly, but that hopefully will hold it down. And then let's take a glue dot, and we're going to pop this up in the right corner, and it's only going to take one, so I think we'll have, there we go. And I'm going to put it right here at the top. And then let me get my bow and make sure it's tight. And then, now see, it's loosening up some. Bear with me 1 second. Get that little sucker tight. All right, and then I really want to get his loops, and it doesn't have to be this way, but I really like to get his loops where he would cooperate and have them laying down here. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And this one looks thinner. This one looks thinner than my other one that I did. All right, so I'm just going to try to get my loopy-doopy things here, and I'm going to kind of manipulate it. So I got my bow on there, and then I got my loop. So there we go. All right, and then we're going to put our white piece on the inside, and we're going to stamp this. I think I'm going to put, I'm going to carry over the notes. So we'll do a little bit of the notes carried over. So let's go ahead and do that. Side. We'll just put a couple at the top. We'll do some at the left side, and then we'll do some down in the bottom right corner. How's that? All right, that's good enough. I don't think we need anything else from that. And then let's go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of this. And then the last thing that we need to do is we are going to and dress up our envelope. So let's put this in here. And that goes right like that for your message. And then there's our card. Beautiful card. Isn't that a cute little card? I just think it's so cute. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do, I think I'm going to do the stripes. I don't know, I kind of like the polka dots. I'm going to do the stripes. So let's do the stripes. This is, I'm using Very Vanilla. I always use my seal because it tends to hold the paper easier. Then the liquid glue does fine too, but to me, it's just a lot easier to use the seal. All right, so we're going to pop that right on there. Now, of course, it's got white, so that's going to look a little funny with our vanilla, but that's all right. No one's going to notice. We're the only ones that worry about stuff like that because our customers don't, you know. All right, I think we're good. All right, so we're just going to glue that down, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to trim right up along the edge of your envelope, flap, if you will, and get around the edges. And then we just trim this little guy right up. Just follow along on the envelope itself. And I'm just going to cut that off because it's a little bit easier when it comes to cutting. Now I can hold it. And then we're just going to come around the corner. And there we go. Let's move this out of the way. And there is our jamboree with the wolf singing. Isn't that cute? So there you go. That's the first card. All right, now let's move on to the next card. So I need to bring in my paper trimmer. So give me a second. We need to do that because I've got measurements I need to provide. We don't need these scissors. So I'm on a small working space here, so I'm having to readjust everything. All right, so let's get that. Now I am using the sentiment from the Seaside Wishes, which is your friendship is the best gift. So that's where the sentiment's coming from. And then let me get all my stuff in here because I got my my notes. All right, so this is the card. Now we're working with the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. It's the 6x6. And then this is the card that we're making. And this is it's a WV card. So it's 2-in-1. So this is using that frames and something in frames, the paper that has the cutouts and everything. I just love these colors. And then it opens like that. And if you hold it up, see how it's a W and then a V. Isn't that cute? So this one I did with Very Vanilla. This one is Pretty Peacock and Lost. These are the pieces of the designer paper that I flipped over. And I'll give you the measurements as we go. All right, so the next one, but the one we're going to do is going to be in Boho Blue. And we're going to use Very Vanilla as well. And then we're going to use these designs. And I'm using 3 6x6 pieces because I didn't really want to make Christmas cards just yet. So if you had a 12x12, it obviously would be a little bit easier, but we're going to make it work with 3 6x6s. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to cut our cardstock. Give me just a minute so I can, I got to move some stuff out of the way. All right, so we got to cut and score. Okay, so our cardstock on the 11-inch, I'm sorry, it's it's going to be 11 by 5.5. So this is 11 inches. So we want to cut this at 5.5 inches. So we're going to pull that over there. Let me move some of this out of my way. Let me move my wolf out of the way, and I'm going to bring my ink paint. Hang on one second. Let me just get the ink off of this so I can move it over to the other place. Whoops. Hang on. All right, we'll put him over here. He goes in the box. Okay. I'll put this back over here because I might need that. All right, so we're going to cut at 5.5. So it's 5.5 by 11 inches. All right, so we're going to bring this down and cut. We're going to save this because we need that piece. Now we're going to turn it, and we are going to do some scoring. So I'm going to open the arm to my trimmer. All right, now we're going to turn this, and we're going to do some scoring. So we want to put our scoring blade, which is the lighter color one, at the top. And we're going to score at, let me move some of this out of the way here. Okay, so we're going to score at 1 3/4. So we want to do 1 3/4. So we're going to score that. And then we're going to slide it down to 3 1/2. And then we're going to move it over to 5 1/4. And then we're going to move it to 7 inches. Okay. All right. And then we'll fold that in just a minute. Now the next piece we need for the V is we need 6 by 3 inches. So we're lucky enough that what we cut off was 3 inches wide. So we're going to move this and cut it down to 6. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to score this at 3 inches. So we're just going to move this down to 3 and we'll score it at 3. All right. And we're going to move that over there. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and cut everything first, and then we'll do the scoring. Okay. Then we'll do the folding. Okay. All right. Now we're going to take well, actually, let me fold so I just keep it all together. Let me show you the folds on this, and then we'll cut the paper. That way you'll be able to see what we're doing. All right, let's put that over there. Okay, so we're gonna, excuse me, we're gonna fold. This is the 1 3/4. So I'm gonna fold that one back, and we're just gonna do, like the, and I'm gonna come back and do the bone folder. I just want to get them folded. So it's kind of the accordion style, right? And then that's going to be our base of our card. So let's go back and pull in our bone folder. And I'm going to give these a good crease. And I want to make sure they're all lined up. So we'll do this one first. And we'll come back and do this. So we want that one to fold. And we want to give him a good crease. And then we want to fold this one. Now this is off just a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's no big deal. Okay, no biggie. All right, so that's going to be the bottom of our card, okay? And then we have our little V right here, okay? All right, so we're setting those off to the side for now. Now we're going to take, and I'm not doing a border on this one. We're just going to do the paper with the cardstock. All right, so now I'm going to bring in the paper trimmer again. So now we need to take one of our 6 by 6 sheets, and we're now going to cut 2 pieces at 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. Wait a minute. No, that's not what I want. Hang on. Hang on a second. Hang on. No. We don't want that. We are going to, we're not going to do a border. So I'm going to cut, my apologies. We're going to do 5 1/4 by 1 1/2. So I'm going to cut one. I need 1 1/2 by 5 1/4, and we're going to do 2 of one pattern and 2 of the other. So I'm just going to flip this over. Okay. So we're going to do 5 1/4. So we need to take off part. Let's do a little bit from the bottom. So we need to take off. Let's see, 5 1/4. So we got 3/4. I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off the bottom. And then I'm going to take, I think I'd rather take a 1/2 inch off the top to give us our 5 1/4, right? So we're at 5. All right, so let's take a little bit off the top. So we'll line this up at 5 1/4. And you can take it all off at one angle, whatever. I didn't want to take off all the bottom, and I wanted to leave some sky. So we're going to take that off, okay? So now we've got 6 by 5 1/4. So now we're going to cut these at 1 1/2 inches, and we need 4 of them, right? So we're going to do 1 1/2, which this should use up our entire piece if I'm not mistaken, unless I just cut off a piece that I might have screwed up. But let's see. I did. 1 1/2. I screwed that up, but that's right. 1 1/2. I think we'll be all right. If not, I got another piece. 1 1/2. Yep, we're good. And then we're going to do 1 1/2 again. Hopefully we have 1 1/2, 1 1/2, and we have 1 1/2. Okay, so these are our pieces that will go, and we're going to flip some over. So these will go, and I'm not going to border these. I'm just going to lay them right on here. So this will be one that goes here, And then this, actually, this one I think I'll put on the inside because I want to have some blue. So we'll put like that there. And we're going to, and then this one I'm going to flip over because I don't like that color. I'm going to flip that like that. And then we'll put this, I'm sorry, one's going to go here. And then one's going to go there. And then one will go on the back side there. And I think I'll put those two together. We'll see. Okay, so that's what these 4 pieces are going to be for. All right, so just bear with me. All right, so those pieces are cut. So we're going to move those off to the side. Now I need a piece for the inside of my card, which should be, let's see if I cut it right. This is, we need 5, because this is 5 and a half. So we're going to do 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. So we're going to do 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to, because I really want this to stay. So I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4. So I'm going to turn it this way and cut this to, no, I want to turn it this way, sorry. I'm going to put this in here at 3 3/4. So that's going to cut off this piece right here. All right. And then this, we're going to turn and cut this at 5 1/4. And it's the same thing. If I do 5 1/4, I don't want to cut all of that. So let's just do a 1/4 inch here. Again, I'm just trimming it down. And then this is going to be at, I'm sorry, this is going to be 3 3/4, isn't it? Let's see. No, 3 3/4. Wait a minute. What? Hang on a minute. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I just realized I didn't fold my other. I thought something looked weird because I only have these. I need to fold my thing. I kept thinking, why does my thing look so weird? There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Good Lord have mercy. All right. So there we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what I was thinking. All right. That's the other piece. I kept thinking, why is my card not looking right? And then that piece is going to go right on there. So I think I will cut off a little bit down here. So we want this to be 5 1/4. So let's do, I'm going to cut another 1/4 inch off here. And then I'll do, we'll do another 1/4 inch off the top. But I want to keep that blue in there because that's our focus on the blue. Good Lord, I kept thinking, why do I have 4 and then I'm not, anyways, it's okay. So, all right. So these are our pieces. All right, so we got our 4 strips, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, why do I have, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what I'm thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have 4. I don't know why I have 5. What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong, you guys? Let me look at my measurements. Hang on a second. Now I'm confusing myself. We needed to score at 1 3/4, which we did, right? Hang on. We did 1 3/4. And we did 3 1/2, which is right. And then we did 5 1/4, which is right. And then we did at 5 1/4 at 7. Okay, that's right. Okay, all right. I'm just questioning myself. All right, so this is going to be our fold. Let me get it this way. It's supposed to fold like this. All right, now we're folding backwards. Sorry about that. I'm getting myself confused with my own folding card. There we go. That makes sense. Now that makes sense. Okay. Now we have the right size I need. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kept thinking, what in the wild world of sports am I doing? I'm going to go back and adjust those. Okay, so we've got that. We have our 4 pieces that go on there, and then we have our centerpiece that we just cut. Now I need to get 2 pieces that are going to be, I'm sorry, 1 piece, yeah, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So we want 2 3/4 squares. So I think what I'm going to do is cut 2 3/4 here because I want to get some of these flowers in here, right? So let's go 2 3/4, and then I'm going to cut this at 2 3/4, and then this should be at 2 3/4. So we're going to cut it this way. Now it's a little bit more green than I wanted, but that's okay. All right, so I think we should have everything. Now what we could do, I could come back and do this one, but I think we'll go with this. Well, let's just see how that looks before we do anything. I won't glue these down just yet. Okay. Whew. All right, so let me move this out of the way for just a minute. I think I've got all the cutting I need. Yep, I think we've got everything. So give me just a second. All right, I'm gonna come back and make sure we've got our folds. I wanna make sure they're folded and we've got them right. And let me get the bone folder. Whoopsie, sorry. All right, so we wanna make sure we get these nice and flat. And then I'm gonna come back on this side because we wanna make sure the back side's flat too. And then this one, I thought that it was weird that I didn't have enough. And that is off just a little bit. So bear with me. I'm gonna kind of manipulate this a little bit. It's hanging over. I don't know if it's enough to worry about, but let me see if I can manipulate it enough to where I can get it to fold a little bit better than it is. All right, there we go. Okay, so we don't need this piece. I'm gonna move these two pieces out of the way before I get confused. And we'll come back. Hang on 1 minute. Riley, come lay down. All right, my dog wants to go outside. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to put her out the door. All right, Dawn. Sorry. You can come back in. My apologies. She wanted to get outside. Just color the white lines with wild wheat. What white line? Oh, I gotcha. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's dress up our front piece. I knew I had something wrong when I was folding it. Okay, I want this one on the front because I think that's got the flowers and that's pretty. So these are not gonna be arranged in any particular order. All right, and then I'm going to, since we're gonna have a piece here, then I think one of these pieces is gonna fold over. And then I'm gonna put this one here. No, actually, I think I'd rather put this one here. So we've got some of that blue. And then this one, actually, I think I like, which one do you like better? I kind of like that one on the front. This is a little weird, but that's okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna put it like that. So the pink kind of hangs with the pink and the blue. Yeah, I think we'll go like that. We'll leave some blue up to the top. All right, I have to go get the dog. Bear with me. Come up here and get on the bed. Get up, go. Come on, get. Sorry. She has a ramp, so she can't seem to open the door by herself. She doesn't like to do that. All right, so that's how I'm going to do mine. And now you could put them all together, but I think it would look really busy because this piece is going to get attached right here. So I was trying to, we could have just done a plain piece, but I'm going to leave it like this. I think this is going to be fine. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive, and we're going to attach these pieces to our, to the flaps. And let me bring in this thing here, my silicone mat, so that I don't accidentally get glue on the glass mat, and then it's going to be in our way. Come on, baby. I have another tube. All right, hang on. Let me just open this one up. I'm prepared. All right, as it oozes out. All right, so we're going to put that one. All right, so let's do that. We're going to put that right here. So again, these are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. Now the other card I had layered. So I did it on vanilla, and then I did a piece of cardstock, a layer of cardstock. And then the actual, I hate to cover up this, then I did the actual color. So, but I think this one's going to look pretty too. It's a cute card. It's a little bulky. I don't know if it's going to would require extra postage or not. I'll have to weigh it and see. But I think it would be fine. All right, so we're going to lay that one there. And then this one, let's see which one looks prettier. Yeah, let's put this one, I'm going to put this one right here. So we'll put adhesive on the back of this one. Whoops. I definitely don't need to squeeze this bottle. It's got enough there. All right. Okay. And we'll put that one right here. And again, we could have put some petunia pop because that's this color in here. But I thought we'd just go with the blue and see. And then this one, I'm going to put the blue at the top so it kind of goes that way. All right, so let's cover this one up. And I'm turning this one over because we're going to have our other inside piece, and I think that might get a little busy. All right, so let's put this one on there. All right, so that's going to go here. All right. All right, so far so good. All right, now this one we're going to place right here. And the sad thing is, I should have cut it the other way because now we're going to cover this up with our little sentiment piece that we can write our message in. But that's okay. That's all right. Oops, I keep grabbing the wrong one. Sorry. I got to move the one that's almost out of the way. All right, so we'll put this one down in the center. And we will put that right about there. Isn't that pretty though? I do love the colors. I'm so glad when they started doing these papers. So this is what it's going to look like thus far when we fold it up. Of course, this is going to drive me crazy because this one is off by a smidge and it's not closing the way I wanted it to close, but that's okay. All right, so there's that part. All right, now we're going to take this piece here, which is our 6 by 3 inches, and what we're going to do, we're going to add the paper to it, and that's going to go like this, okay? Now we have to decide, do we want this paper on it, or do we want that paper? So if I glue this down, let's just pretend that that's glued down. All right, let's just pretend. And we're going to lay it in here. It's going to fold on top of that. So we can leave it like that, or let's just pretend I can flip it over and we'd have this color. And then we're going to put a sentiment. What do you think? I don't particularly care for that. And I know that this might look a little busy, but I do kind of like that. So let's go with that. I'm making the executive decision here. I ask for y'all's opinion and then I do my own thing. All right, so we're going to attach this to both sides. And again, these are 2 3/4 squares. All right, so 2 3/4 squares. And I'm going to put this one, so this is on the front. And then this one will be on the back side. So this one you really won't see that much. So we'll flip this one over. All right. Okay, well, thank you. All right, so there we go. There's that. Now we'll go ahead and attach this to our card. And I really wish I could figure out how I can get this one little piece right here is driving me nuts so crazy. But we're not really going to see it because these are going to be hooked together. Okay, so here's what I recommend, and then we'll add our piece. We'll add a piece right here when we get done. When we get done. All right, so I'm going to lay this here just to gauge where I want this, right? So I want to try to make sure it's centered, and I've got enough room here and a little bit on the same here, okay? So I think I like that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some adhesive right here, just on this side, on the back side of this. So I'm going to hold this in place. I'm going to make sure I don't twist it again. All right, so we want to get it where we want it. And then I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right here, because we don't want it to go all the way over, right? All right, and then we're going to flap that down and hold it. Okay, hold that in place for just a minute. And then we're going to open this up, and we're going to do the same thing here. All right, so we want the same thing. So we're going to open this, and you can put it on here if you want to do it that way. I don't know, I just do my own thing. So I'm putting it over here. I know I'm probably out of the camera, but I'm putting the adhesive on, hang on a second. Putting the adhesive on that side as well. So we're going to close this up. All right, and then we're going to flop that over. And then that should work. Everybody should be happy campers here. And we're just going to hold it in place just enough to get that glue to adhere. All right, so there we have our card. Isn't that pretty? It's a little busy, but you know, it's okay. And then there, see our W and our V. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to cut a little piece of Very Vanilla. for the inside for our sentiment. And I'm just going to place it. God, and this is where, you know, and we can leave it if you don't want to, if you want to write a sentiment on the back, you could do that as well. If you don't want to, you know, take up all the beautifulness of this flower, you could leave it as is and then just put this on the back, cut it down, and that would be where you could write your sentiment. This one, you can see because I had an all over color, I just put the Very Vanilla on a piece of the peacock. And then I just use a strip of the paper. So let's see if we did a piece of the, see, I don't really want to cover up that flower because it's too pretty. You know what I think I'm going to do? But then when they open the card, though, they're not going to know there's a sentiment on there. I mean, we're going to put something here, but there's not going to know that there's something here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down a piece of Very Vanilla. You know, we could always do a strip too, right? Because I really hate, actually I could put it down here, but then you're going to see it. So we want to do it where it stays behind that. Decisions, right? All right, so we're going to make this 3 by, so 3, we're going to do 3 by, well, we could do 2 3/4. Let's do 3 by 3. Let's see what size this is. That's 2 1/2. That's going to be too small. Gosh, I hate to cover up that beautiful flower, don't you? Ah! All right, let's cut. We're gonna do it on a little bit of this. So let's cut this down to 3 by. Let's cut this to 3 by 3. Which is gonna All right, let's cut this to 3 inches. It is what it is. Got 3 inches there, and we'll do 3 inches there. So that's that one. All right, and then our vanilla, we want 2 3/4 because I don't, this one's 2 1/2. So that was 3, so let's do 2 3/4. Actually, yeah, it doesn't matter. 2 3/4, this will be for our sentiment. And then we'll make this 2 3/4 as well. Okay. I just hate covering up that beautiful flower. I wish I would have cut the paper. I had it in my mind to cut the other piece so I had more of this space here to put that in there, but it's okay. It'll be fine. Whoops, what did I do? Oh, here we go. All right, so we're going to glue that down on here. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, we could put a piece of the strip of paper. Let's see if we have any that has, we just have the blue. Let me see if I have any scraps in here that have the some of the flowers on it. Nope, we don't. But, oh yes, we can, because I've got some scraps over here. So I think we're going to cut one off. Well, that's what we'll do. All right, hang on a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this on here. This is going to be, unfortunately, we're going to cover up our thing. But we're going to, this will be for our sentiment. I mean, we could have left it, but then when somebody opens the card, they're going to go, okay, so now what, you know? So we didn't want to do that. So let's just put this here. That'll be for our little brief sentiment. We won't have a lot to say in that little piece, but you can always add another sheet on the back side. Now what we can do, let's cut, actually let's do it this way. All I need is, no, that's just going to give us the green. I don't want to do that. And this isn't wide enough. All right, so let's do, I only want like a 1/2 inch, right? All right, I'm gonna manipulate this paper just so that we can get what we want. I only need a 2 3/4, right? So let's cut, all right, let's do this. Let's cut, I'm gonna cut this, because I want 2 3/4. How big is that? 2, no I don't, I only want a 1/2 inch, right? So let's cut, I'm gonna cut right here. And then I'm going to turn this and make this a 1/2 inch. So we're going to make that a 1/2 inch. So we'll have something to put. And then we're going to make that by, it's a little bit. And we're going to make that by 2 3/4. So let's do 2 3/4. We'll cut that off. Okay. Oh no, that's okay, Karen. You're welcome. We had another fiasco when I started this earlier, so there's another video out there that all of a sudden the camera just went blank. So, but you're getting in at the end, so you'll have to come back and watch the replay. But I'll show you what we're doing here in just a minute. So we're going to attach this little piece. I just manipulated the paper because I wanted to get this pretty color on here. So let's put that there, and I've given you all the measurements and everything as we were as I was going along. So we're just going to add this piece. This is going to go in the center. Unfortunately, it's going to hide. It's going to cover up this beautiful flower, but it's okay. So we're going to lay that right here. So that we want to get it right underneath so it's not seen. So I know I need to come over about that much. So let's go ahead and glue this down, and then we'll do our sentiment for the front. And then you got here just in time to watch the end. And we'll place this right about here. And I'm just going to lightly lay it there. I think we're good. Yep, we're good with that. I can move it up just a little bit. And a little bit more. There we go. All right, so there we go there. All right, and then the last thing we're going to do is I've got a strip, and I'll cut this down. We're going to stamp our sentiment. You know what, I think I used up that one, but that's all right. We're going to use this one. All right, and then I'll show you the other one too so you have an idea of what we're doing here. All right, we don't need any more of this cardstock, so let's get this out of the way. We are going to cut a piece of some very vanilla for the sentiment, and it's going to be 1 inch by 2.5. Okay, so 1 inch by 2.5. So let's get this in here. And I think this is probably right. All right, this is a little bit more than 1 inch. So let's cut this down to 1 inch. And then we want it at 2.5. So let's get that right about there. Okay, put that in the trash can. We'll put that over there. All right, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment. And the sentiment is from the Seaside Wishes stamp set. I know it doesn't have anything to do with flowers, but we're going to use Your Friendship is the Best Gift. So let me grab my stamp, which, oh, here it is. Hold on. Now, I'm thinking, you guys, now, since we have a lot of this green here, and I'm going to place this here, I think I'm going to use the Petunia Pop. What do y'all think? I think that will help pop out those colors. So let's do that for our ink, and then I'm going to I'll add a little bit of the blue because I don't have any Petunia ink. All right, so let's go ahead and get this. I think it'll be fine. So let's get this. I gotta clean this block. This thing is nasty. I just realized how dirty it is. All right. Oops, we're over time. Oh well. Okay, so we're gonna put this. I should have made that a little bit longer, but that's all right. All right, we're gonna put that right there. If I need it longer for our ribbon, then I can do that. Let's see. Actually, this might be better. Let me do this one because I want to put a ribbon. So let's do this one. Let's put this one aside. But I do think that's going to look better, don't you? All right, let's do that. And this one's going to be, let's just go ahead and Your Friendship. Because I'm going to put some ribbon on here. I'm going to put a little bit of blue. All right, I think that, ooh, that looks pretty. Beautiful. Okay, so let's put this over here. Now, I brought in the boho blue. This is retired, but you know me. I've been using up my retired stuff. So we're going to just make a little bow. And we'll attach this to the card. And let me get him in here. Now, hopefully we can get him small so he doesn't look too big. Bear with me a second so I can get it in here. And then we'll pull it in. I know, it makes it look like I don't know what I'm doing because I don't. All right, so let's just, you got to play with it, right? So let's get it, then I can cut it and we'll cut it down some. All right. Okay, so let's get this thing. Now this one we're not going to, weird question. Are your nails metallic? No, it's purple glitter nail polish, but they're acrylic nails, but it's my nail polish. It's OPI, or OPI. Is it OPI? However you say it. All right, I'm going to trim. I got to trim this down just a little bit. I'm going to use the trimmer because You know me, if I cut it without, it's going to be crooked. I'm just going to trim this just a little bit. Yeah, I went and had my nails done Saturday. I was in bad shape. I needed them. So, and I asked the lady to cut them down short, which she did, but they still need to be shorter in my opinion, but it's okay. You know, she always asks, is that good? Is that good? I go, cut a little bit more, cut a little bit more. Okay. So, this, I'm going to lay this down flat, which will cover some of that green. I'm going to leave a little bit at the bottom so we can see it. And do I need my scissors? Yeah. All right, so let me go ahead and lay this down, and then we'll work on the bow. But I'm not going to pop this up because we've got too much popping as it is. I think you'll be fine as far as the postage. It's going to be a little on the fat side, but I think it's still going to be all right with it. All right, so let's place that right here. I want some of that green to show, but it still lets us have our, actually I could pull it up a little bit, but now I got glue down there. Yeah, I think we'll leave it right there. But that shows the flowers, okay? So let's let that sit for a minute. Now let's tighten up this bow because this is like way too big. I should probably try to cut this thread and, you know, the things in half, right? Try to get it to where it's like half the size because I don't want this to be overpowering on my card. Of course, obviously it may, but let's see what we can do here. We'll play with it for a few minutes, and let's cut off some of this because I know we're not going to need all that. Let's do that first, and then we'll trim this. We'll have to trim that down. Let's see if we can get this a little bit smaller. I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm going to have to pull it back in. Let's see. Well, that might not look so bad. What do y'all think? If I get this pulled in some, it's still, I think it's it's a little bit bulky, I think, for this little piece where I want it. And my knot is so big, but bear with me. I know we're over time, but I want to try to get it so it looks decent. Let's see if I can pull these guys in. And this is the type that tends to ravel when you cut it or start pulling on it. Do you think that's too much if I put it right there? Do you think that's too much of a bow? What do y'all think? I probably should have done some twine. But let's put it on there like that. Why not? All right, we're going to use two glue dots then, since he's kind of big, but you know what? It's fine. If I don't like it, I can always take it off and put a piece of twine, some baker's twine on it. So let's go ahead and bring in some dots. Where are my paper snips? Are they in front of me? All right, hang on. Where are my snips? I don't know what I did with them. I've lost my paper snips. Oh, well. Oh, there they are. They're hiding underneath my rubber mat, my silicone mat. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's take one glue dot, and we're going to put one right here. And then I'm going to put another one next to it since this is the bow's bigger than what I would prefer. But that's okay. And we'll put one right there. And that should hold it in place. All right, so let's push that down right there. I think that'll be fine. All right, let me clean up my mess. Okay, so let me show you the cards for those that are just joining us. And, okay. So here's this card, and this is called the WV. Isn't that cute? And then if you look at, stand it up, see how it looks like a W and then the V? But it is really cute, isn't it? Though I do like this. So there's that one, okay? And then the original one that I did, let me show you this one. This is from, I think it's the Frames and Festive or something. This one I did do it on Very Vanilla, and then I bordered it with peacock and everything. So there's that one, same way. Okay, isn't that cute? All right, and then we had to have the Singing Wolves, and this is from the Jamboree, Musical Jamboree. This is the stamp set, and we've got all these little critters that are singing. Next week I'm going to do a I want to do a blending the background like they're in a night scene with the fire. That's what we're going to do next week. So I'm going to practice on that this week. All right, and then this is what we made. This little guy, he's singing, he's howling at the moon, and then opened up, and I just stamped a few of the little musical notes right there. So, all right, everyone. Oh, you know, oh, yes, you could. You could do that. All right, so there you go. Those are the cards that we made. The instructions, I gave you all the measurements, so go back and watch the videos so you can see what they look like. Now, this one is going to be, I think once you get it in the card, it should be fine. It's going to be a little bit, it might be a little bit bulky, but I still think it'll be all right if you don't put a ribbon on it. But all right, so there's that one. Whoops, let's go with this one because this is the one that we made. All right, there's the other one. And then there's our singing wolf. Okay, everyone, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We probably would have ended up on time if I'd not had not the computer shut down on me, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this, please make sure leave me a comment and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or need anything, reach out to me. You can always find all of the supplies in my online store. It will be listed below, but I do need to go back and add that information. So I know you're going to be out celebrating your birthday. Where you going? Thanks, Judy. All right, everyone, have a great Tuesday, and I will see you next week. All right, thanks, everyone. Bye now.